Hey everybody, Steve here, and it's Monday night, so that means it's time for another episode of the AFR Game of the Week. So last week on the show, I had 3 games of the week going on, covering baseball, hockey, and football, and they were some exciting games on my tabletop. Let's get right to the results. First up with baseball, I had St. Louis against Chicago, and I was using History Maker Baseball with the 2015 in-season card set. And I know originally I said I was going to play with the Game 1 lineups from the NLDS, but I decided to replay the deciding Game 4 of that series. And so we had John Lackey going for the Cardinals, and the Cubs had Hamill going on the mound. And unfortunately for St. Louis, the results were not any more favorable than they were in real life. And Hamill actually cruised and threw 8 1/3 innings, only giving up 1 run. And meanwhile, John Lackey only lasted 2 2/3 before he was pulled. He gave up a solo home run to Schwarber, who opened up the scoring, and then gave up an unearned run in the bottom of the second to give the Cubs a 2-0 lead that they would never relinquish. In the 4th inning, the Cubs leadoff batter Fowler led off with a walk. Then he stole second and was later driven in by Soler, and to give them a comfortable 3-1 lead. And from there it was almost academic. Although an interesting twist in the game was that I had Wainwright come out of the pen and for the Cardinals, and he threw 2 scoreless innings, struck out 3, so it was a good relief appearance for him. But unfortunately the Cardinals bats were just not coming alive in this game, and it was all Cubs. The final was 3-1. Hamill is the winner of the game, going 8 1/3, giving up that 1 earned run with 7 strikeouts. Moving over to the second game of the week, this was a hockey game between Boston and Colorado, and I was using Hockey Blast for the game, and I was using the 1970-71 Boston Bruins taking on the Stanley Cup champion 2000-2001 Colorado Avalanche. The Bruins got things going right away in the first period. Just 3 minutes into the game, Esposito found the back of the net with an assist from Hodge and Ari to go up 1-0. And then 10 minutes into the first period, on a power play goal, Esposito found Smith on a power play opportunity, and Smith rifled it in past Waugh to give the Bees a 2-0 lead. However, just 2 minutes later, Sanderson would be called for holding a stick, a 2-minute minor, and Colorado took advantage with a power play goal from Podine to cut the lead in half, 2-1. The second period wasn't nearly quite as exciting, and we had our first lulls in the game. However, it was another Boston penalty, this time a minor on Green, that led to Colorado's second goal of the game. This time it was Scola who did the scoring to knot the game up at 2 goals apiece. The third period started out slowly again, and it wasn't until about midway through the period that the fans got to their feet, and we saw Orr and DeVries toss off the gloves and get into a fight. Unfortunately, the referees broke it up before any punches were really landed. However, it did fire up everybody in the stadium. And 2 minutes later, it would be Tang Wei who would put in a rebound goal to put the Avs up 3-2, and that's where our final was. So, very exciting game. Got to see a little bit of everything, some penalties, a fight, breakaway opportunities, And this was the first game of Hockey Blast that I had played in over a year, and I was really excited to use the new components for the game and also to use a couple of teams from the newly released Great Teams, Great Series set that's actually available right now over on the play.com site. And this game was also one that a viewer sent in his results for, so let's take a look at that. It was viewer Brian McKean who sent in a result, and he used the 2013-14 teams with shootout hockey. In his game, Colorado actually took a lead in the second period, early in the second period, but from there it was all Bruins who would score 5 unanswered points to win the game easily, 5-1. In an interesting twist, it was actually Jerome Aginla who was the star of the game with 2 goals and an assist, and Aginla now wears an Avs jersey. Brian, thanks for sending in your results. Now let's go to our Game 3, which was a bonus game of the week, and this was a grudge match between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. I decided to play my game using second season, and I used last year's teams. So we had the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots traveling to Indianapolis. And this was actually a very tight game, and nothing was going the Patriots' way halfway through the third quarter. And Indianapolis had a 22-0 lead early in the third quarter. However, the extra point on their last touchdown was blocked, and that would prove to be a big turning point in this game, because after that, New England finally found their rhythm, and they finally put some points up on the board, and it was a 33-yard pass to Jonas Gray to open up the scoring. And New England went for 2 and actually did not get the conversion to make the score 22-6. But late in the third quarter, New England had the ball and they were driving, and they opened up the fourth quarter in good position. They drove down the field, and Brady found Vereen on a 2-yard screen to make the score 12-22, and this time the Patriots were able to hit the 2-point conversion, and it was our old pal Jonas Gray who caught the pass from Brady to make the score 22-14. So now just a 1-score game, and the Colts trying to burn some clock. They were able to pick up 1 first down, but then had to punt it away, and New England took over on their own 11-yard line, needing a score and a 2-point conversion to tie. Couple of big plays on this drive, facing a 3rd and 13. Brady found Gronk, who made an exceptional pass. His exceptional rating came into play there to haul it in for a 14-yard catch to keep the drive going. And then on the very next play, Indianapolis was called for a defensive pass interference that was a 34-yard gain and put them into Colts territory. And the very next play from the 44, Brady dropped back and he found Times on a long bomb down the sideline for the score. And so needing a 2-point conversion to tie the game, Brady went to the air again. This time he found LaFell on a little hook pass onto the outside, and we're knotted at 22. New England coming back, scoring 22 unanswered points. And that is the way that regulation would end, knotted at 22 apiece. So we're heading to overtime. In overtime, Indianapolis won the toss and decided to take the ball first. And after a promising start, with Richardson picking up 9 yards on a first down run, after that, then they let the play clock expire for a 5-yard penalty. Richardson got stuffed on 2nd down and 6, and then Luck threw an incomplete pass on 3rd down, forcing them to punt the ball away. After picking up 1 first down, Patriots were in Indianapolis territory, and it was another defensive pass interference on the Colts, and this time it would prove to be a game-deciding penalty. Gronk was running down the sideline on a long pass, picked up the penalty, and it gave them a first down on the 11-yard line, and Gostowski came out for the chip shot field goal for a dramatic 25-22 win in overtime at Indianapolis. So not the vengeance that we were really looking for and blowing them out, but a really exciting game nonetheless, and I was really happy with the way it turned out in the end, and then very happy with the way the game turned out in real life yesterday. Alright, so there's all the results from last week. Just one person sent in their results. It was Brian. Thanks again. And if you would like to see your results aired on the show, please be sure to reply to this video, or you can shoot me an email. It's stevenatower@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to feature your results on the next show. But first, we need a game to play out. And this time there's just going to be one game, and I'm going to let it be a viewer's choice with the theme of arch rivals. So this week on the NFL schedule, the New York Jets are traveling to New England to take on the undefeated Patriots, and I thought that would be a good game to play out. And I'm going to be using my ongoing 1957 season for that. So I'm going to have the 1957 New York Titans taking on the Boston Patriots. In my playthrough right now, we're up to week number 8, and New York actually is leading their conference right now. They're 5-2, and Boston is on a 3-game losing streak. They had 3 games on the road, and so they sit at 3-3, and they're 3rd place in their division. So looking forward to seeing that, coming back home, and hopefully winning that rivalry. So for you guys, any rivalry will do. You can play out a game between San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers. You can play Yankees Red Sox, Cowboys Giants. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. You can use any game system you'd like, any seasons you'd like, and then leave your results any way you like, and I'll highlight them in next week's show. Until then, guys, get out there, have fun, play some games, and I'll see you next time after further review.